What's going on YouTube? It's Private KJ Shot Callers Podcast back here with another video. Today we're going to be discussing this PJ Tucker trade that just went down a few hours ago. I was meaning to kind of discuss this trade a little bit ago, but I was at work, so I was unable to. But like I said, I'm going to post it as soon as I get up in the morning. I'm going out for like a workout at like 5 in the morning, so I'll actually post that, keep it on private and post it as soon as I kind of wake up and get ready for that. But with that said, we're going to kind of talk about this PJ Tucker trade, the ramifications behind it, what got what or who got what, kind of with both parties involved, and what to expect from the Milwaukee Bucks as adding another versatile forward has bolstered this team and kind of getting prepared for the playoffs. And so, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Leave down in the comment section what I can do to improve the channel. There is, 13 days till I leave for boot camp. No, 12 days, I leave for boot camp. So I will be 14 weeks dry. I'm sorry about that, but just like how it is when you join the military. But like I said, now that I've kind of dedicated myself, that I truly know what the grind is to make it on YouTube and be a really good NBA YouTuber, where I can just talk about NBA to you guys that you guys would enjoy. I'm going to be on that grind as soon as I step foot out of that base and come back here. So for the loyal ones, I'd appreciate if you stay. But like I said, let's just kick right into the video, okay? Today we're going to be discussing PJ Tucker. So let me discuss everything involved in this trade first, okay? So Woj tweeted earlier around like 7 o'clock p.m. Houston is trading PJ Tucker, Rodney's Karooks, sorry if I mispronounced that, and the Bucks 2022 first-round pick back to Milwaukee for DJ Augustin, DJ Wilson, a 2023 unprotected first-round pick. Houston also gets right to swap its 2021 second-round pick for Milwaukee's first-round pick unless it falls 1-9. So, also on a side note, as a part of this deal, the Bucks are also sending Phoenix Torrey Craig. I'm going to tackle the Torrey Craig thing from Milwaukee just for like a quick minute, 60 seconds. So, the Suns are walking away with a small forward that can defend 2 through 4, essentially, for basically for free. Literally just added depth at the 4 position to add some capability, some switching capability. I think that's really key for Phoenix, just because I think just like an extra body, especially in the Western Conference, is really important. Torrey Craig really hasn't done too much this year. Now, I don't think the Bucks really gave him much of a chance, to be completely honest. But I think if he didn't show much in practice, there has to be a reason why he wasn't playing. There's no way they would just sit him down knowing that he was this versatile kind of switchable player. Like I said, though, Suns aren't like hurting whatsoever. They walk away with a really solid backup small forward who can kind of do what PJ Tucker does in a little bit of a sense. So that's really cool for the Phoenix Suns. Just another player added to that roster. Next up, though, we're going to tackle the Rockets real quick. So the Rockets are basically getting an unprotected first-round pick. They are sending away Milwaukee's first-round pick, but that is going to be pretty much a late first-rounder. They get DJ Augustin, a competent backup point guard who can handle the ball, space the floor, kind of do the little things. Not much of a defender, but is a solid playmaker, solid shooter, albeit he hasn't been that good this season. He can kind of provide that off the bench unit, something I think Houston actually could use, matter of fact. DJ Wilson, he's kind of young. Like, I don't really think he's considered that young anymore, but he has some potential. He did show flashes here and there with Milwaukee, but he was never really given that opportunity just because they've always been in win now ever since he joined that team. So I think in Houston, we can really see what he can provide and see what type of player he really is. Stretch 4 a little bit. That's really not much for me to talk about. DJ Wilson, he's like, Like, congratulations, you got DJ Wilson. Like, it doesn't hurt them, I guess. Just something, he at least has some potential, so I'll give the Houston Rockets that. Like I said, though, another 2023 unprotected first-round pick, Houston selling at the deadline, as we all expect them to do, and then swapping a 2021 second-round pick for Milwaukee's first-round pick unless it falls 1-9. So, basically, they're essentially moving up in the first round from the early second round is basically what I'm getting from that. So, for the Bucks, this is the main focal point I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about PJ Tucker, the player, and how he's going to incorporate and fit in this team. So, PJ Tucker, we all know, is basically used in Houston at his time playing with James Harden is literally sit in the corner, shoot threes, play defense. Literally what he was used for the entire time. Now that's like the blatant answer that kind of the casual fans are looking for, but I'm curious to see if PJ Tucker will play a different type of role for his team. I'm still expecting his corner threes, playing a little bit of the four, maybe some small ball five here and there if they really need him to. I don't see a scenario that he needs to play small ball five, but I wouldn't be surprised if they try to roll out lineups with him at the five. And so I would love to see now in the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez might not be able to kind of be that switchable defender in the playoffs out in the perimeter. What if they run out a lineup with Giannis at the 5, PJ Tucker at the 4, let's see, Chris Middleton at the 3, Drew Holiday at the 2, Dante DiVincenzo at the 1. It wouldn't actually go like that. It'd probably be Drew at the 1, Dante at the 2, and Middleton at the 3. But I think that could be a really good lineup. Just imagine 4 solid to really good shooters with Giannis. That's what I get from there. I also think defensively, this actually is a better improvement than giving credit for, just because, like I said, his versatility on the defensive end, being able to guard 3 through 5. So that's kind of a very important thing, especially being able to be in a conference that has these big men that can dominate, such as Embiid, Sabonis. Those are the first one that come to mind. Obviously, there's still more. I'm just clearly forgetting, but that's kind of the main thing for that. So, PJ Tucker. So, I'm curious to see what type of role they kind of place him in on the offensive end, because I think that just because of his age and how he kind of has played the season, I don't really know how much more that he can provide other than spacing from the floor. The first person that I honestly thought to mind was Patrick Patterson. And I know it's not what Bucks fans want to hear, just because Patrick Patterson past couple of years has just been kind of, and let's be honest, washed. He's just old, but I'm not saying that Tucker is that type of player where he's like old and washed. What I'm saying is once Patterson found his niche with the Clippers, and found his niche with, I believe, OKC, he was really just used as this floor spacing forward, didn't really do much on offense, but was just another body you could throw out there with 15 to 20 minutes worth of playing time and play just solid all-around defense. And that's what I get in the sense that PJ Tucker definitely will be better than Patrick Patterson, but in the sense that you could throw him out there for, let's say, 25, 30 minutes maybe, play solid to really good defense, be able to shoot at least, like, let's say 37% from the three-point line on enough attempts per game. That's kind of what I get from PJ Tucker. So, yeah, that's just kind of what I want to go with that. For the Bucks as an organizational standpoint, they get a cheaper contract. He will be off the books this following season, and I think honestly, it was a lot better than giving credit for, like I said, because they would have ended up having to actually pay DJ Augustin. I mean, they could have let him go, honestly, but Augustin was definitely going to be looking to get paid somewhat. And I think PJ Tucker, you can probably get him for a vets minimum, or at least a smaller contract, definitely, than Augustin. So that's really key. I do understand they gave up a first-round pick, but at the end of the day, you're in win-now mode for Giannis. You don't really care about your draft. You're looking to win now and build the best team around Giannis. Rodney Caruso, let's talk about him real quick. Keep this really brief. He really only played that 1 year with Brooklyn that they were like in the playoffs with D'Angelo Russell leading the team, so I don't really know what to expect from him. Just another body, though, to kind of throw in with the trade. There's nothing really much to say about him. I don't think he's really going to get much playing time here, but you never know. Let's kind of discuss now this DJ Augustin, DJ Wilson loss. So I'm not expecting much of a drop-off, if any. You could debate, actually, for the people who truly do pay attention to the NBA, not the casuals, that DJ Augustin could have some sort of effect on this team, not having a backup point guard and having that backup ball handler or at least having depth at position. Maybe they make another trade before the deadline's over, but in my opinion, I think they will be just fine, just because he really hasn't been that great this season. Something that should not go under the radar, though, is that he was a backup ball handler. He was still a solid playmaker, and he knew his role when he was on the floor with Middleton and Giannis, or one of the two. So he was never used as a primary ball handler, but he had enough playmaking duties to where maybe it could affect the Bucks, especially with the bench unit is what I'm curious about. So I could see some regular season struggles from their bench unit, not having that floor general on the court. But I think once it comes to the playoffs, DJ, not EJ, Drew Holiday, Middleton, or Giannis, one of them will be on the floor at all times. So that's something that I don't think should be too big of an issue. I do think the loss of Torrey Craig for absolutely nothing is a little bit odd. I at least think they could have got a second round pick for him, just like at least something. They literally gave away Torrey Craig for nothing. But at the end of the day, they still got PJ Tucker, so that's cool and all. I'm curious to see how much better, though, Torrey Craig really is going to be better than PJ Tucker. So that's something to look out for. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing. Another 3-and-D player off the bench. They can run lineups with Tucker at the 4. They can low-key. I'm curious to see if they're going to test some lineups with Drew. Let's see, Drew, Middleton, Giannis, Tucker, and Brooke Lopez, those 5. I'm curious to see if they can pull that off. And I don't see a reason why they couldn't pull it off because that 5, that would be a really good defensive lineup. Giannis can guard 1 through 5, essentially. So I'm curious to see if that would be a lineup and have DiVincenzo come off the bench. But I expect DiVincenzo to get the start. I do get the idea that Budenholzer does like DiVincenzo, even though he is a bit inconsistent here and there. Just because I think better guard play is more important around Giannis than having PJ Tucker space the floor in the corner. I think that versatility and balling that DiVincenzo brings is going to be a little bit better than PJ Tucker and what he brings to the table. But at the end of the day, that 6th man role I do expect for Tucker, 6th, 7th man role at least. I am interested to see some Bobby Portis lineups as well with PJ Tucker off the bench. Mix him with some Giannis coming in with the bench unit. So Portis, Giannis, and Tucker, I can kind of see. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts. I guess I never technically said what I really think. I think this is about an A or B trade. I really like this for the Bucks. Got a good 3-and-D player, PJ Tucker. He's going to bring value to this team, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. They're putting the best team around Giannis, and that's nothing that you can really complain about. So that's the biggest thing for me. A good trade for them. Rockets walked away with another first-round pick. Nothing you can really complain about that. They sold PJ Tucker because he did not want to stay there. And, yeah, both teams kind of got what they needed. With that said, that will conclude this PJ Tucker trade video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And with that said, Private KJ is out.